StarClan has already determined that the murderer is one of the 15 cats debating on this gathering island today.
Sure, StarClan wants this trial to test ThunderClan's loyalty, but what of the one trying to hide it all?
Seems as if your clan has more secrets than you thought, Five.
When was Ashfur murdered?
If we know when Ashfur died, the culprit can just say they were in camp at the time of death, and no one can fight them.
Ashfur had to have died the night before the gathering. This hopefully clears up questions we all
Good try, Brambleclaw.
What in StarClan do you
Secrets can kill, Squirrelflight. I know that more than anyone.
What do you mean, Hollyleaf? I thought we all agreed that the best time to consider the crime was the
Suggestions! Those were all suggestions. We don't have any evidence.
If it was planned, could they have planned it out to look innocent as we all discovered the body together?
And I didn't see anything suspicious. That's right, nothing.
Do you understand why we're asking? If you don't say anything, we'll vote you as the culprit. Is this what you want?
Cloudtail left his post on his own. He walked away from it.
Not that this maggot head cares if StarClan abandons us anyway.
I left to go to a two-leg tent, okay?
Too bad the temptation to eat two-leg slop overpowered that final brain cell you have.
So what we've concluded is, what Cloudtail did that night doesn't matter.
If this murder was about motives, then you're talking to the wrong cat. Those three are the ones who spoke to the victim in secret, just before the body turned up. Maybe you should talk to them first.
Are you talking about the fire? You mentioned briefly that Ashfur was distant from everyone after that. That's the only big event I can think of that happened to ThunderClan recently. Did something happen? Squirrelflight?
I'll explain. How Ashfur tried to let my kids burn to death in the fire!
But we still have a problem.
A problem?
What do you mean, Thornclaw?
Brambleclaw, Squirrelflight, I know this has been a lot. I care for you all, and I'm glad none of you were hurt. But now we need to figure out which one of them killed Ashfur.
Whatever you do, don't believe a word they say. They've gotten too powerful. They can pierce the living. We couldn't stop them. They cut our communication. I didn't even know that was possible. Something isn't right. ThunderClan will destroy itself from the inside. That is their goal. Whatever you do, don't believe a word they say. We're stuck with you, watching from beyond. We desperately want to reach out and help. We can't. Stop them before it's too late. Ashfur's murder will cause an unstoppable ripple through the clan. They won't recover. It's not us. That wasn't us. Whatever you do, don't believe a word they say.
What? You can't be serious, Ferncloud! Neither of them did it! Why are you looking to pin one of them as the culprit?
You've got me wrong, Squirrelflight. I'm not looking to accuse either of them. But
what? Ashfur threatened their lives. Is that enough to convince you they could murder?
It means that all four of you have a motive. Think about it. As you said, their lives were threatened. They could have retaliated to protect one another. And you, Squirrelflight, could have done so to protect your kids.
No one blames you for what happened. I can't imagine what it was like to feel the fire slowly closing in on you. But the response of killing Ashfur? This doesn't feel right. This could have been handled without violence. How could you?
You listen here. Ferncloud, I understand you're dealing with grief. But that gives you no right to accuse us because it correlates with the trauma we all experienced. The evidence up to this point is all circumstantial.
These are all baseless theories. Ashfur wanted us dead because Squirrelflight wouldn't love him. Ashfur was way more likely to attack us instead. It wouldn't be smart to plan a sneak attack.
But if it was for self-defense...
There would have been major signs of a struggle on the body itself. Not to mention the sounds of pain and screaming cats, which you've established, Brackenfur, couldn't have happened. This was done silently.
One of us would be hurt if he struck first or fought back. Did you ever think of that? Take a good look at us. Do either of us have any wounds?
You have a medicine cat in the group.
They could have all been in on it. Anyone who got hurt could just have been healed by Jayfeather. In fact, Leafpool is Squirrelflight's sister, too. She could have helped.
They're both crazy good with herb knowledge. I'm sure battle scratches are nothing to those medicine cats.
You're all piling on top of a theory that has as much stability as a twig over a gorge! Keep in mind this is all from Cloudtail. We backed him into a corner, he had to think of something to save his own fur. I'm telling you, neither of us committed the murder!
You can't deny that. Well, yes, I was trying to save myself from suspicion. What I said was true. Now that we know what Ashfur tried to do to you three, it's much more believable to say you all spoke to him before he was murdered.
He, unfortunately, has a point. Cloudtail wasn't there when Ashfur did that to you all. He was with me. Coming up with a story like that in the heat of the moment would be difficult without some truth to back it up. For Cloudtail, it's even more difficult.
Come on, I thought you had my flank here.
And no one else here seemed to have any issue with Ashfur.
Brightheart is... right. Cloudtail was with the clan during the Panic of the Fire. He spent the time escaping, guiding Brightheart to safety.
His heart's in the right place. When it matters.
And when it doesn't, he dives face first into tooling food.
Cloudtail getting this right can't be just a coincidence. So, we need to... I don't want to do this. I don't want to suspect my own kits. Even you, Squirrelflight.
Brambleclaw, I'm so sorry. One of them...
I know. We need to understand the truth. So, you three, please, defend yourselves.
What?
Brambleclaw? You can't be serious. Are you accusing them now too? What's wrong with you?
Squirrelflight, we need to do this. They have to defend themselves.
Brambleclaw, you're making a mistake. As usual, you're jumping to conclusions without thinking first. As deputy, you want to protect the whole of your clan, but what about the lives of your kits? They were just threatened. They must be scared. And now their own father wants to accuse them of murder.
I'm not accusing them. I want them to provide evidence so they can clear their name. That's what I want, Sandstorm. They have to. I'd do anything for them, and I will fight for them!
Sandstorm, this... You don't need to defend us.
So, those three, they were in danger. Like that? You didn't tell me.
Leafpool, stop. This isn't your fight either. Don't...
No, this is my fight, Squirrelflight. This has always been my fight. What happens to them is my responsibility. I'm sorry, you three. I caused—
Stop! I don't care whose fault it is. One of them killed Ashfur. We need to find this truth.
You can do this. Stick to the truth, and you can clear your name. I believe in you.
Brambleclaw. Okay. We'll try. But I'm telling you, this is pointless.
I had nothing to do with this.
I didn't kill him! I wasn't even there!
I would never stoop to murder! And neither would my kids!
What you're saying might kill Ashfur out of the question.
Sure, he
even after what happened, I couldn't kill Ashfur.
I was admittedly
I was in the medicine den
every other warrior.
Brackenfur, you need to
missing
vouch for
the
me.
real
Can be
issue
true
here.
to Ashfur about what
I was in the warrior's den.
But I'm not that fox-hearted to kill him!
I had no idea.
Can't
I
I get
have
that
now
under your thick
that my
skull?
kids even
Stop
spoke
this
to
and find the
Ashfur.
real murderer.
Fine.
What you're assuming
might
is
kill
completely out of the question.
Sure, he
Even after what happened, I couldn't kill Ashfur.
I was admittedly
I was in the medicine den
every other warrior.
Brackenfur, you
We're
need
still
to
missing
vouch for
the
me.
real
Be
issue
true
here.
to Ashfur about what
I
happened.
was in the warrior's den.
Wasn't on
But I'm not
duty.
that fox-hearted to kill him!
I had no idea.
I heard it! Wait! While I can't confirm for either Jayfeather or Hollyleaf, Cinderheart, you and Lionblaze went hunting that night, didn't you?
Yes, that's right. We left some time around moonrise, and we didn't come back until well after moon high.
It's settled. I was nowhere near Ashfur that night.
Can anyone confirm this? Those two could easily be working together.
What motive would I have for killing Ashfur? Before you say anything, no, I wouldn't want to be with a cat whose only source of problem solving is murder.
I wouldn't resort to violence like that, especially on a clanmate. Ashfur's failed love aside, I understand where I lie with the motive. But we're all safe. That's what was important to me. If Ashfur attacked, I'd defend myself, sure.
You're not making a very good case for yourself. Stop talking for a few moments.
What direction did you go for hunting?
After we left camp, we went up ThunderClan territory, away from the lake.
You two, you were nearby?
Unfortunately, yes, we saw the tent. Cloudtail's story, while idiotic, is true. The two-leg tent is exactly where he described. We didn't realize it at the time, but now it explains why we caught ThunderClan scent so close to the tent.
With all due respect, Cinderheart, we need a bit more than that. Anyone can say they were anywhere that night. Cloudtail couldn't verify anything without being on duty. And using Cloudtail's story to corroborate your own would only strengthen your believability.
That was the most elegant way of calling someone a liar I've ever heard.
Never mind that. Cinderheart is telling the truth, you furball!
You're under suspicion too, Lionblaze. Preaching this as the truth will only cover your flank, not prove your innocence.
You all seem to forget that StarClan said one of us killed Ashfur. Wouldn't StarClan have said something if two or more cats were working together? We'd have two traitors among us then.
Hollyleaf, we're okay. You don't need to.
It's okay, Cinderheart. I can take care of myself from here.
One cat could have committed the murder while the other lied to cover them up. Or Lionblaze could have left at any time with an excuse to be alone with Ashfur for a few minutes.
Me and Cinderheart were together the whole night.
No doubt within a mouse length of each other.
Without another witness or testimony, The possibility is still...
I saw them leave camp.
Hollyleaf, stop! Don't...
It's fine. Don't defend me anymore.
Hollyleaf, you saw them leave camp? What direction did they go?
They left in the direction away from the lake. They were telling the truth.
Well, you two?
Yes.
We saw Hollyleaf too.
None of you thought to mention this until now? Do you take me for a newborn kit? I'm not as gullible as Cloudtail. Out with it! Why did this take so long?
We were only trying to... We didn't mean...
You were trying to protect me.
Hollyleaf!
It's okay, Lion Blaze, if it means confirming your story and proving your innocence. I can take it.
What did she mean by that? Protect her from what? I didn't want to start thinking it was true from what I found, but now the evidence is irrefutable. Hollyleaf is hiding something.
I can only assume. Because Hollyleaf left camp too.
That was fast.
It only makes sense. If you had just seen them leave and exchanged a quick word, speaking for their innocence would have been an easy task.
Then Hollyleaf left the camp that night as well. She had to.
You don't know that! All I did was prove Lion Blaze and Cinderheart's innocence for that night. I wouldn't kill Ashfur!
Yeah, you're not telling us the whole truth. Like FrameClown said, if you had just went back to the Warriors Den, telling us that you had chatted with Lion Blaze and Cinderheart would have been easy.
But you knew that proving their innocence would be costing your own. So you didn't say anything, thinking they could prove it themselves. You can stand to see your little mate accused like that. I'm sorry, Hollyleaf.
No! You're wrong! Hollyleaf didn't leave camp just to go to the lake and murder Ashfur. Do you hear yourselves? This is absurd! Do any of you know who Hollyleaf is? She's not the type of cat to do this. Out of everyone here, she respects the warrior code the most. It was an insult from StarClan to even bring her to this trial.
We aren't talking about her character. We just want to find the truth.
You're looking in the wrong place.
Sandstorm. I don't want to do this either. My head still hurts from the realization of what Ashfur did to my kits. This hurts me so much. I never want to suspect them, but if there is even a small chance that Hollyleaf murdered Ashfur, we need to discuss this. This could also lead to her innocence.
Lead to her? I know she's innocent! Because she never went to the lake, and you can't prove it. Brambleclaw, focus for a minute. Hollyleaf said she saw Lion Blaze and Cinderheart. How do you go from that to accusing her of murder?
If Hollyleaf didn't have anything to hide, you should have said something much sooner. She was there when Cinderheart and Lion Blaze left camp.
That doesn't mean she went to the lake.
But she could have afterward. That'll be easy to do when no one was guarding the entrance.
What evidence do you have that proves this? All I'm hearing is speculation.
Sandstorm, I can defend myself. Nothing you have places me anywhere near the scene of the crime.
You're unaccounted for after Lionblaze and Cinderheart left. Where did you go, Hollyleaf?
I went hunting. That's all.
Your logic against Hollyleaf means as much as a mouse tail. Brambleclaw, focus for a minute. Hollyleaf said she saw Lionblaze and Cinderheart. How do you go from that to accusing her of murder?
If Hollyleaf didn't have anything to hide, you should have said something much sooner. She was there when Cinderheart and Lionblaze left camp.
That doesn't mean she went to the lake.
But she could have afterward. That'll be easy to do when no one was guarding the entrance.
What evidence do you have that proves this? All I'm hearing is speculation.
Sandstorm, I can defend myself. Nothing you have places me anywhere near the scene of the crime.
This has to be it.
Hollyleaf. I can prove, at the very least, you were near the lake. Your path had to have been on the way towards the lake.
Brambleclaw, are you mad?
During my investigation, I found a black scrap of fur on a bramble bush.
That means nothing. That scrap of fur could have been there for days.
It was fresh, Sandstorm. Within a day.
And the days leading up to this have all been rainy. If it wasn't recent, it could have easily been washed away. Hollyleaf. Oh no.
What? That is not my fur! I'm surprised. You'd pin me to a crime based on a small piece of black fur that could have been from anyone with dark fur in ThunderClan. Even you, Brambleclaw.
Do you think I don't know the scent of my own kits?
You...
I didn't want to suspect you at all, Hollyleaf. I'd rather you prove your innocence to me. The fur was located on the major pathway to the lake. You may not have meant to run into the bush, but it was dark that night. It was an honest mistake, but it places you on the pathway toward the lake. That pathway has direct access. There aren't any branching paths to take to claim you've been hunting. Please, Hollyleaf. Go on! Say something, anything! I don't want to be suspicious of my own kits! I don't know what you were doing that night, but if you have anything to say, say it! Please!
You don't know anything, Brambleclaw.
What?
Hollyleaf, now's not the time!
That wasn't me! I was only hunting that night. I didn't go to the lake. That's not my fur. Brambleclaw is clearly lying.
Brambleclaw has been trying to find the truth of this case. This would be a very elaborate lie to convince us that his kit murdered Ashfur.
So that concludes it. Hollyleaf, you were at the scene. The scrap of fur proves that you were going to or from the lake that night.
If what Lionblaze and Cinderheart said was true, you must have seen them around moonrise. Ashfur left the camp just before that. If you went to the lake, you must have seen Ashfur there.
No, you're wrong. I didn't.
I don't think she'll admit it, but she—
I'm telling you, it can't be me. You can't prove I was there. I had no reason to go to the lake. I was hunting. That's all.
Hollyleaf, stay calm. You're smart. You'll think of a way out of this. I believe in you. I know you wouldn't kill Ashfur. Right?
I don't care what you all think. Hollyleaf would never commit this crime.
We can't ignore the evidence. Hollyleaf, what happened to you and your litter mates at the fire was reason enough, but...
We can all admit you and your siblings went through a nightmare. But that is no excuse to kill another clanmate.
No, you're wrong. You're wrong. A nightmare is just the beginning.
Hollyleaf, are you okay?
Hollyleaf, please. Like Brambleclaw said, refute with evidence and we can prove your innocence. You can do this. I wouldn't let anything bad happen to my—
Don't you dare finish that sentence with Kit.
Hollyleaf, don't!
I'm not your Kit.